My name is Kaylee Hazelwood, and this is my museum collection presentation for U.S. history since 1865. I decided to do my presentation on women in World War II. The first section of is documents. This is a letter by Beth Puckett. Her first sentence in her letter is, "My love, I have worked like a sailor today, hard and mean." She wrote these letters to her husband, Lewis, on January 3rd, 1945. This letter was written to inform Beth Puckett's husband of her hardships on the home front while he was away. She wrote in her letter that she had been working all day, and it was 4:30 in the afternoon, and she had just come inside to start supper for her family. The next document is a flyer promoting women to apply for war jobs. It was written in 1942 by the War Manpower Commission, United States Employment Service. It's asking women to join the war so that they will not have to defend their homes from Hitler. The headline for this flyer is, "If Hitler came to Mobile, every woman would defend her home with a gun, a knife, or her bare fingers." The next section of my museum collection is music. This song is entitled "Rosie the Riveter," and it was written by Red Evans and John Jacob Loeb, and performed by the Four Vagabonds in February of 1943. One of the lyrics of this song is, "She's making history, working for victory." As we all know, Rosie the Riveter was created as a inspiration figure to the women who were working in the war efforts. The next section is art. The first piece of art is Rosie the Riveter. This painting was done by Norman Rockwell in 1943 using oil on canvas. His model for this picture was Mary Doyle Keefe, and it was distributed in the Saturday Evening Post on May 29th of 1943. An interesting fact about this painting is that the model that Rockwell used did not really look like this. Her body was not this large. She was a very petite woman, and some people gave Rockwell a hard time for portraying her as something other than what she really was. The next piece of art is these two cartoons of women in World War II. The first one on the left says, "We haven't had a day's absence since she was put in this department." And the one on the right says, "Meet my wife and daughter," or vice versa. These are both showing how hard women worked during World War II. The third piece of art is a photograph of a woman working on a naval shipyard. This photograph is of E.E. McKinnon. It was taken by Kenneth Rogers on May 23rd, 1943 at J.A. Jones Construction Company shipyard in Brunswick, Georgia. This was a very large shipyard that played a very key role in the war. The last section of my museum project is oral history. This is an interview with Anne Cara Christie. She served in World War II in Washington, D.C. as part of the Signal Intelligence Service. She was asked right out of high school to come join this force, and she worked throughout the whole war. She was working to find the clues and such in encrypted messages from Japanese forces. Once the war was over, Miss Cara Christie decided that she thought she had paid her diligence and was going to leave the agency, but quickly realized that she had fallen in love with the work and continued working in the field for 40 years. I have put the link to her interviews if you would like to watch those. That is my presentation of Women in World War II. I hope you enjoyed it.